justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Brown,
Present.
Commissioner Hendrick, here, Commissioner Lovett, here, Commissioner Melly,
Here.
Commissioner Phelan,
Here.
Commissioner Spillier,
Here.
Commissioner Turner,
Here.
City Manager Gable.
Here.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is communications, and once again, no one loves us, we have no communications. We will move on to public comment. Residents are welcome to address the city commission. Please state your name and address. Limit your comments to 5 minutes. Anyone? Apparently nobody loves us here either.
Got no love.
Let us approve the agenda then.
I make motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion and support. Any additions, deletions?
Yes, and I probably was my error, but the Heritage Day is September 21st, not the 24th.
Oh, okay. That's really not an addition or deletion, that's just a,
I'm sorry.
A point of
correction.
note.
Yeah, point of,
okay.
thank you.
All right. All in favor of approving the agenda as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Carries. Next, we have approval of the minutes, City Commission regular meeting, January 17, 2013.
Make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
Motion to approve and second. Any comment? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the commission meeting minutes from January 17th, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Carries. Next, we have the consent agenda. We have TIFA minutes from December 18, 2012. Pension Board, pension plan minutes from October 30, 2012. Pension Board Retiree Healthcare Plan, October 30, 2012. We have a business license for Preferred Glass at 6215 King Road. We have a business license for the St. Clair County Community Mental Health Agent Authority at 135 Broadway in town here. And last but not least, we have a special event permit application for the Buddy Poppy sale by the Henry Francis Bayshore VFW Post, and that will be May 9, 10, and 11 from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Various locations around town.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Support.
Motion and support. Any comment, question? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the consent agenda signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Carries. We have no unfinished business, so that takes us to new business. 10A, resolution for charitable gaming licenses, a Broadway Connection Debut Incorporated. John?
It's been approved by all of the regulatory concerns. Since it's in the city, we just have to approve it as a city, so it's kind of a housekeeping issue. But as far as that, everybody else has basically approved it. So I'm not sure what it's for. Did you know whether they were doing
It doesn't,
They wanna do like a poker room.
poker room?
You know,
That was
something
it.
like
I didn't know if
that,
it was
but-
that or like
Yeah.
Las Vegas, is what I wasn't sure of. It's been approved by the state already, so.
okay. Anyone?
You want a motion?
That'd be ideal.
Pardon?
That'd be ideal.
Okay, I move that we accept the resolution for a charitable gaming license for Broadway Connection debut.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the resolution for charitable gaming licenses, the Broadway Connection Debut Incorporated, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Next, we have the Redevelopment Ready Communities Program, and I'm going to defer to Commissioner Phelan.
All right, this, I would have liked to have had a little bit more time to take a look at this, but it's something that just came to my attention, last Thursday, and it looked like a good opportunity if it's something that we decide we want to pursue. Really what it is, it's a program through the state where, they provide some support to the city, really to coordinate all the things that we do, the master plan, you know, the various planning tools that we've got. economic development tools, things like that. They have got best practices that they will provide assistance to chosen communities, and if we apply, we won't necessarily get chosen, but they would provide assistance in coordinating those things and implementing things that kind of streamline development processes for the city. I think it's a good opportunity for us. The one concern that I had is it's going to require some work. A lot of it, I think, is going to be either this board that would have to do or the planning commission with updates to the master plan or
Even maybe a little out of Tifa too after I
yeah, and
read
maybe
through
some
that.
out of Tifa too. But most of it, or pretty much all of it that I've seen here, and I've gone through this real thoroughly, it would be done by existing boards and existing city staff. We wouldn't have to go out and look for a lot of, additional volunteers, which obviously we've had some issues with getting more people to come forward for boards. So I think it's something that we should definitely consider applying for, just because I do think it's something that we're kind of looking, at least in my view, the vision for the city is trying to make it, redevelopment friendly. And this program, their best practices don't make you, necessarily be overly flexible with any city requirements. They don't make you compromise your standards in order to try to bring people in. It's more about just providing an atmosphere of service, better service, and laying out the process for developers so that they know what they've got to do to comply with the requirements going into this. So that's basically what this program is all about. And what you would do is, ultimately the goal is to get a certification from the state that you meet all these criteria, and then you get listed as a redevelopment ready community. And it's just one of those things where, it might help spur some investment and some more, attention, because developers know that it's a city that's made an effort and has processes in place to make sure that, they know what they have to do going in. So that's basically it, and hopefully everybody's had a good opportunity to look at it. But as I said, it's something that if we apply for it, the first thing that happens is they will consider all the applicants, and they've only got a certain number. I'm not sure how many communities that they'll select, but once they do that, they start reviewing basically what you've got in place, and they make recommendations for what you would need to do in order to get to that certification. And from that point, that's when you really decide if you want to go into it. And we'd have to adopt a resolution at that time to really actually enter into the process of adopting all of these best practices. And so really, we're only committing at this point to applying and being considered for this. So I think it's a decent opportunity.
Anyone?
Just one question, can we get, according to this, we gotta be turned in by tomorrow? 5
I just
o'clock?
need
Yes.
to, I just need to know the answer to question
All right.
10. The application's done other than that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a short application. That was one of the
I
only
anticipated
reasons-
it just in
yeah,
case.
It's one of the only reasons that I, tried to get it on the agenda this quick, was that it was a nice short application. And,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's
Okay.
definitely a doable thing.
I guess my only question on this, and I read through it, I got it through email a couple weeks ago, and then you forwarded it as well. They're talking heavily about redevelopment, not so much about revitalization, and we don't have a whole lot of development space in town. We're pretty well landlocked as far as that goes. There's very little open space, and most of the buildings that are commercial, were actually, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I would have thought, yeah, we need to be this way, but we're selling more and more of our buildings, and there's less and less available. And to me, I think we're more in the revitalization mode than redevelopment mode. That's just how I look at that. Redevelopment to me is, you know, you got this plot of land and you need something new there. And the only real place I can see for that is the southeast corner of Parker and Chartier, and then the old Detroit gasket property, and everything else is pretty well absorbed. So redevelopment or development to me is, I can't see us attracting many developers. I more or less see us attracting businesses that are willing to come in and not even develop, but remodel a building and put their business in. And, you know, we do have some companies that look at us that way already, but it seems like this is a lot of extra work, and as you said, we have trouble getting volunteers now. And then when we do get volunteers for meetings, they can't make it to the meetings half the time, and then we're gonna ask them to do even more. And unfortunately, we don't have that resource right now. I mean, it used to be, it wasn't that hard to get people on boards and stuff, but now the ones that I talk to say, well, yeah, okay, how much time do I have to commit? You know, people are always concerned about how much time they have to commit, and Dave and I spent a lot of time trying to get people for planning commission, and everybody has the same question. What's involved? How much time do I have to commit? We've had people on the board, I gotta leave because I don't have the time. So, you know, now we're asking through this that we would add more to that. So I guess that's just where I'm coming from on it.
I guess just to that end, I think, looking at redevelopment versus revitalization is, I guess, just a matter of different terminology.
Semantics.
Yes, exactly. And I think that really what this focuses on is just streamlining processes, just to make sure that, you know, we're in a position to, you know, assist anybody that's coming in for even a revitalization project, that they know what's expected of them.
More of enablers than inhibitors type.
Yeah.
activity.
Yeah. And I understand that, and I'm not opposed to that
And-
kind of
and
thing.
one of the things that I had really hoped to do is mobilize the planning commission more. I mean, over the last couple of years, the planning commission hasn't always met regularly.
Right,
And
right.
I think that they should meet.
There should be more
regularly,
going,
and
yes.
they should be working on things regularly. I mean, it's not that, not that they're avoiding doing
No.
work, it's just that there's not been.
There hasn't been a lot brought
a
to them
lot-
to,
Yeah, exactly.
review,
And,
right.
And I think that this would be one more, thing that would help put those things in motion.
Okay.
And even if we don't go into this program here, I think a lot of the things that they suggest are good things for us to consider, actually implementing a lot of those best practices.
Mm-hmm.
So if we don't choose to do this, then, you know, I think we should still hold on to this.
Oh, yeah.
The best practices and take a look at some of those things and what fits and
Right.
and what doesn't. But I think for the time being, I mean, I think that, at least considering this and seeing what's involved and seeing what their recommendations are, at that time, that's when we would really be able to tell how much work
Sure.
is gonna be involved.
Sure.
And so I think, at this point, I would like to, apply for it, see what they recommend, see what, you know, if we're even chosen in the first place, see what the recommendations are, and then kind of assess how much work it's gonna be at that point, and if it's gonna be too much, and we think it's unreasonable, or if it'll impose costs that we don't think, you know, there will be benefits to offset those costs, then we won't go forward with it, but.
I
And there's
guess,
no guarantee they're gonna even say we're gonna come and support you
Right.
either.
right, and I guess it doesn't hurt to, I mean, he's got one box to check on an application, the cost of a stamp is not, you know, but I'm not opposed to it. I guess that's what I'm saying, it's just, I question the need, or, again, to me, on the other part of it, it seems like another state program that duplicates other state programs that we're already involved in, like help me
Main
out.
Street.
Main Street, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, it just seems like the state comes up with all these great programs, and
Well, this.
a couple of
one,
years later, they all fizzle apart, and,
I think this one is intended to kind of work hand in hand with that Main Street program, where the Main Street program is intended to basically, serve as a support to
Right.
the business community and people
Yeah.
that are active in the community. This serves as, a support to the community to actually, I guess that would help a lot of those Main Street efforts to,
Right.
be implemented. That's why on the application, it actually asks if you're
Mm-hmm.
a core community or Main Street community. Those are some of the things that they wanna know, because that is, seen as a positive, thing, that this would work together with that.
You want my 2 cents?
If you'd like to take the floor, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, when I read through this, what I was thinking is, I had my doubts that we were gonna be able to actually achieve the best practices. It looks like a lot of work, it looks like there's a lot of things that are required that we're not doing. But I also thought that it would be, even if we couldn't get there, it'd be a good exercise, and that nothing bad could come from it other than just improving our own processes, so.
Even if we only got half of them.
Right, I mean,
Right.
even if we just,
Any little bit helps.
even if you just improve one area that we're doing poorly right now, so I don't see any harm at all in, signing this application.
Commissioner Melling?
I had a brief question is, do you know any other cities around here that is involved in this program?
No, I think this is a new.
It's brand new.
It's a brand new program.
So nobody's in it yet.
So, in other words, you don't know if there's any glitches or catches? In other words,
Nobody
if you
does
get
yet.
involved in it, and then there's a penalty clause if you want to get out?
No.
There
Well,
is-
like I said, at this point, if we were to get involved and apply for it, that doesn't really tie us to anything other than just getting into the process and being considered. And-
There's no fee
No.
for
Nope.
applying for
No,
it?
just some time to write the app and the app is done.
But then, once we apply for something like this, then, like certain regulations that are in this program, we'll have to follow suit then if it,
They will make recommendations, and then we will have some amount of time to try to meet those recommendations, and if we choose not to, or we can't for some reason, then we have to rethink whether we wanna stay in the program or not. That's all.
there's no outsing fee.
It's basically a benchmarking.
They're really, and actually,
Exercise.
when they make their recommendations, we're not even in it at that point yet.
Yeah.
They would make their recommendations, and this is what you would have to do, and then we would actually, at that point, have to adopt a resolution that says that we are committing,
Okay,
to
there's
actually
no fee.
implementing.
What I'm concerned is
right.
there gonna be a fee or a penalty? Because
Right.
it's in the fine print is that I'm worried about.
At,
you
at
know.
this point, there's no harm, no foul.
Okay, all right, that's my only
Yeah.
beef then, okay.
Anyone else?
I'm gonna make a motion to adopt the resolution, to apply for participation in the MEDC's Redevelopment Ready Communities Program.
Support.
Motion and support. Any further comment? All in favor of adopting the resolution signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Carries. Can you fill in that block tomorrow morning, John?
I already did, I checked the box.
All right.
It'll be out tomorrow morning sometime.
Provided the snowman doesn't take it
Yeah.
to the mailbox. Okay, that moves us to financial business disbursements, including payroll of $542,937.40.
I move that we accept total expenditures, including payroll, of $542,937.40.
Motion and support, discussion? Hearing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Hendrick,
Yes.
Commissioner Lovett,
Yes.
Commissioner Melly,
Yes,
Commissioner Kalen,
Yes.
Commissioner Squartajik,
Yes.
Commissioner Turner,
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. That'll take us to the city manager's report.
I attended the Winter, you ready for this one? Maligna. It's called the Michigan Local Government Management Association. They had a winter conference in Rochester, Michigan. And I got to go for free because it was my first one, so that was, usually I test them to see if they're worthwhile. This one actually was pretty good. It's a lot of city managers that I knew from our area as well as southeastern Michigan, and they had some good programs. They spent a lot of time talking about the use of social media, labor law updates and trends, and some changes to the FOIA communications bill that was out there. I'm gonna download those presentations if anybody's interested, or I can give you the the link, but I'm gonna review those with the department heads, just to get them up to speed. But it actually turned out to be a nice event. They had some good guest speakers that spoke at two of the main meetings during the day, so I actually liked that one. Obviously, the bridge reconstruction has started. I've been told as of this morning, they think the deck and the steel will be gone by the end of next week, so we'll see how good they are. They're trying to keep the two intersections open at Brown and, Bridge and Main there, but there may be intermittent closings, or they may end up closing the one at Brown because it's just so tight working, especially on that side of the street, so kind of keep that in mind, that could happen. We are meeting right now every 2 weeks on Tuesday at 10 o'clock at DPW. We have a general update meeting unless there's some emergency, and then we'll call something sooner. I had a conversation with Bruce Johnson today. MISTA is holding back any new rental rehab grant money until we close out our current grant. Evidently, it seems like every 2 or 3 years up there, they kind of redo the system. And now they have different timelines and different rules and different regulations they want to follow so that they can get the money. The only thing that it's hurting us a little bit is we have a couple that's developing a building where the theater's going, and it wants to put 3 apartments up there, and it may interfere with the timing of the theater. So we're trying to see if we can work our way through that, but it looks like we may be stuck with MISTA's new timing on that. Windows for 300 Broadway will start coming in about mid-February. I had a meeting with Monahan yesterday at his office, reviewed the last invoice they sent out and reviewed the timeline. The intent is to have a 4-man carpenter crew and start installing the windows on the lower level first. They're gonna put in 4 or 5 windows down there, and then have Michael Kirk come back out, take a look at the installation, make sure that they look like they're the standard, and then go from there. I don't know the frequency of the deliveries, but it'll be sometime between the middle of February and the end of February, and all the windows and doors should be in the building. Not necessarily installed, but in the building. So you're gonna start seeing some activity towards the middle to end of February over there. Last Friday, we had a cyber attack. A piece of email came into our finance director, and it got opened by accident because it looked like it came from the United States Treasury Department, and it wasn't. The good news is that the antivirus and the firewalls all worked correctly. We didn't have any data that was lost or compromised or anything else. When we got SYO involved in it, and they looked at the firewall, there were 8 attempts of some activity against that firewall after that was opened, and then the firewall locked it out. So it did exactly what it was supposed to do. But it did, because there's some other software on her computer from the bank, when it saw it happen, it sent a message to the bank, and it shut all our accounts off until we actually reactivated them off of that, so.
Good.
It can happen. It can happen to the smallest community, but the safeguards are in there. I also talked to Bruce Johnson today about targeted neighborhood and said, where are we? And his recommendation is we cannot qualify anybody. Either they end up making too much money, or they do qualify and then they back out of the program. It's happened twice that they've made too much money after we went through the whole process, and then 2 backed out. His recommendation right now is this thing isn't gonna fly, and they're gonna put pressure on us to give the money back. I'm just gonna inform the board, I'm gonna contact MISTA and officially send that part of the grant money back right now. It's just not working the way we thought it was gonna work in that area. Even though it's a fine program, we just aren't in the right economic times yet to make that go. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone?
Got a question. The light pole over at the softball field,
It's,
the one that fell over.
the wind got that one, yes. We're in the
Yeah, I
process
think
of getting a
Rodney-
bid, the insurance company's involved in it already.
You know when will that be
Probably
ready?
not till spring,
Before the season starts.
before the season starts. So,
Before
no,
June?
we're already working on it, and the
Okay.
insurance is involved in it.
All
In
right.
fact, I know they're getting pricing on that right now,
Okay.
so. It'll be ready to go as soon as we can get it in.
All right, yeah, because I know that there's a whole league that depends on
Well, and
having lights,
I have the
so-
recreation director pounding on my desk. Are we doing this? Are we doing this? Yes, we're working on it. We're more
Yeah.
concerned about how many more might come down, because they've been in since 1970, I guess, so we're gonna take a look at that as well, so.
Anything else for Commissioner Privilege while you've got the floor?
Nope.
Okay, anyone else? Commissioner Hendrick?
Just a quickie on the sidewalks. I know we got the big blizzard coming. I hope we can get them cleaned a little bit better. Still not real good. I know last weekend we had that snow, and I know we're trying to conserve, but people were trying to navigate downtown, and it was all the city sidewalks that they were struggling with because they weren't cleaned. And so we need to do a better job if we want people to come downtown and shop.
The plan now is to do the downtown sidewalks, even if we have to do it on premium time, but we're not gonna do anything else other than those, okay?
Because it was, people
Yeah.
were just really struggling. So we want to encourage downtown, but we don't want them to slip and fall and sue us
No.
either. So,
And then we're also looking at the business area. The building official is gonna do his pass. Now, he's in on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so he should be in on Friday. But he's gonna make a pass through the business district and see what that looks like, and then follow up with any violations that we might have to deal with at that particular time. Like I said, the residential district will be on a call-in basis, so if we get a call, then we'll go look at that. But at least we'll try to keep all the sidewalks open on the business districts.
and a couple of the apartment complexes too. I've noticed the one on Main Street, Walnut Village there.
Yeah.
They don't keep that one good for all the elderly there, and even the one on Bell River here, the main one, it gets pretty rough sometimes. They do their parking lots, but they need to do that sidewalk, and because they do have a lot of elderly there, so. I'd
And
like to-
I can have Brian take a look at that as
Those
part of
type of
his path,
complexes, yeah, we need to keep up on.
Anything else?
That's it.
Anyone else?
No,
No?
the city manager took care of my big announcements.
Oh, I'm sorry. You asked me to meet with him, so I did.
At least took care of mine, so
Okay,
I'm all set.
Commissioner Turner?
Yeah, I'd just like to, personally, on behalf of my wife Kim and I, thank our DPW, police, and fire departments. Unfortunately, we had to use their services last weekend. We had a vehicle accident in front of our house, and they were quick, professional, handled everything well. Thanks for getting the tree removed. The vehicle took out a tree and it was laying across the sidewalk, so that was gone, chopped up the next day, so thank you.
Yeah, you'll get the bill. They'll be coming in today.
Well, I know who to send it to.
I was gonna say, he probably knows who to send it to. Commissioner Melly, anything? Okay, I just have one thing. We pay a lot of money through our franchise taxes to support CTV, Channel 6 on cable. And they do our meetings and so on and so forth, and I'd just like to encourage people to spread the word that they do a lot of promotion for the city on there, with several programs through the course of the week, that they talk about all the happenings in Marine City and in the neighboring communities as well. So two things, watch and learn, but, if you have things, let them know so they can talk them up. They'll come out and videotape right on site for a lot of the volunteer type things too. So, support that and support your local businesses, drive safe, be safe, and don't forget our sports teams locally that need our support. In the winter, we all think about football and baseball, but we tend to forget about basketball, swimming, and the others. So, be there for them.
Can I just make one comment on that?
Absolutely.
Cable? The fact that even if people don't have cable TV, they can still go on the
Yes.
web and watch the shows also.
That's right. Thank you. I was supposed to say that as well. Thank you for
If you do
backing me
that,
up.
is you can scrub through it.
Yeah, you can take out all the parts you don't want to see. So, all right. With that, I'll entertain any motions anybody wants to make.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
We have a motion and a lot of support. All in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Carries.